Hello and welcome to YouTube channel HealthQ, the place where our mission is not only to motivate you but help you to move on to the brighter side of the health. Now, as you all know, I am physiotherapist Meghna Dave and our mission at HealthQ Rehab is to help you to move on and live a more functional life. If you imagine your life without movements, what you will feel? It feels so limiting, it feels so disabling, right? And that's why it is so important that we should work on improving our movements on a constant basis. Now, sometimes, due to our lifestyle, due to some diseases or some impairments, our ability to move gets affected. And along with that, one thing that definitely gets affected is the quality of life. Your quality of life determines everything: your happiness level, your well being level, your satisfaction with life level, isn't it? And that's where working on improving your mobility becomes a very important aspect if you have mobility restrictions in your life. And what is the way to work towards improving your mobility? Definitely, it's staying physically active. But imagine if you have some problem, if you have an injury, a disease, or a condition due to which you are not able to move freely and independently, or you are not able to use any particular part of your body freely and independently, then you need help. Help of an physiotherapist. Physiotherapy is a part of medical science that focuses on improving your physical functioning, your physical mobility, by providing you physical exercises and using modalities and methods that improve the physical functioning of the body. But the problem that comes with physiotherapy is long term and it takes time and persistence to give you result. And that's where majority of people drop out. So, how does one stay motivated and stay consistent with physiotherapy practices? Now, here one thing that I would like to talk and emphasize a lot about is the misconceptions and misunderstanding that people have regarding physiotherapy. Now, many a times when I interact with people, they say, you know what, for physiotherapy, I need to go to a center and they'll put some machine and I'll get pain relief. Now, physiotherapy has a very important role in pain relief, definitely, but it's just one part of it. Physiotherapy is not just about pain relief. Physiotherapy is all about bringing you back to that life that got limited because of physical impairment. And that's where physical therapy or physiotherapy focuses not only in pain management but also focuses on your positioning and your functional management as well. And that's why physiotherapy not focus on providing relief. Hence, and that's why the role or else the focus of physiotherapy is not in providing just relief, but is to make you as functionally independent as possible. And this process takes time. And that's why I always say this, that physiotherapy is not a procedure, it's a process. It's a process for you to move on to the bright side of your life. But the problem that comes is consistency. Sometimes things get boring. Sometimes it is so time consuming that you just feel like giving up. And sometimes it also takes time to show up results. So, how do you stay motivated, stay consistent with all of these things? I'm going to share with you some important tips and factors that if you keep in mind, you can stay consistent with your physiotherapy. No matter if this physiotherapy is for your fracture recovery, or else if you are recovering from stroke and undergoing physiotherapy, or else if you're going through a facial rehabilitation, as well as if you are suffering from chronic pain and you are working towards your pain management. In all these scenarios, physiotherapy is important. And that's why it is important to have certain mindsets, certain things as the tools for you to stay consistent. And the number one thing here that I would like to mention to stay consistent with physiotherapy is mindset. Everything starts from your mindset. If you have a mindset that you want to get out of this problem, then you will stay consistent with it. But if your mindset is, I'm being forced to do these stuff, I'm being forced to go through this physiotherapy just to get rid of pain, then that mindset will not allow you to stay in the game for a long time. Similarly, if your mindset is of someone who is very consistent, who is doing all of this thing to live a very healthy and active lifestyle, then you will be able to take it forward for a longer run. Otherwise, when you will not see results in short term, you will give up easily. And I've seen this many a times. People give up without gaining those results that they deserve. And that's why mindset plays a very crucial role. Whatever we think about ourselves, our actions are formed or else is implicated through them in that format. For example, if I personally believe that I am a fighter, I am someone who don't like to give up until unless I have completed the task that I was supposed to give or else I was supposed to do. Then those mindset or is that mindset will stay consistent with me in each and every aspect of the life, each and every task that I will take up. Similarly, what are your personal mindsets that you have towards yourself? What kind of person you believe you are? Introspect that. If you who are someone who believes in not giving up, who believes in giving trial, giving life a chance, who believe in putting trust in someone else to get help, then the process will become easier. But if your mindset is someone who is negative, who thinks that, everything happening around is wrong and is happening as a conspiracy against me, then things might not work it out. So, the first thing that requires is your mindset. Change this mindset as a go getter, fighter, a warrior, a persistent person. If you are having this kind of mindset, then you would be able to stay in this game for a long run. Because trust me, physiotherapy is a process, it's a game, it's not just a procedure. I'll say this again to you. Now, once your mindset is at right place, what's the next thing that needs to change or that you need to develop? And that is adopting a lifestyle that takes you towards your goal, that takes you towards those things that you actually want from physiotherapy. Let's say, for example, if you have back pain and you want to get rid of that chronic back pain, first thing that you need to do is to create that mindset of working towards it in a consistent manner. You are going to figure out a way with which you would be able to live as functionally independent life as possible. And you are in this quest of identifying and figuring it out what are the things that works for you that you are going to do in order to get out of it. That's where your mindset comes into the picture. The second thing that you need to do is find those people around you who can help you. And here comes your right physiotherapist. I personally believe again that your relationship with your physiotherapist is very different than the relationship that you share with your doctor. With doctors, you get time to spend, which is somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes. But a physiotherapist is a person who will meet you way more than you meet your doctor. You will spend hours for a daily basis or weekly basis or even maybe sometimes a month, right? You will spend an hour's time. You get a lot of opportunity to open up, to speak. So your physiotherapist somewhere act as your health coach. Your physiotherapist is not just your doctor, but is your coach who is going to guide you through that process. And that's why having that person with you who understands your problem, who helps you identify your strengths, who helps you identify your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities of growth, and helps you to work towards it. So that's why it is very important to find that right therapist. Now, like any relationship, even there is a process, or I would say there is a thing called as physio patient chemistry. Are you aligned in a similar way? That's why it's very important to have someone, have a physiotherapist with you who you can connect with well. And that's why it's important to spend some time to do some research and identify that person, that physiotherapist whom you can connect to. That was the second point. Third thing that also plays a very crucial role is trying to come up with a lifestyle or is creating a lifestyle in an autopilot mode. Now, why do I say this? Now, whenever you will go through physiotherapy or physiotherapy sessions, you will be advised to follow a lot of lifestyle modification. These modifications would be in your work pattern, would be in your sitting pattern, standing pattern, sleeping pattern, etc. You would be advised to do certain things and to avoid certain things. And if you look at all of these things, the physiotherapist is basically asking you to change certain habits in your lifestyle. So you have to change certain habits, right? And changing habits is not easy. It is a difficult task. But if you want to change those habits, you need to design your life in a way that the life works in an autopilot mode. For example, let's say if you have been advised to do certain stretches every single morning, but you are someone who sleeps late at night and wake up late in the morning, then you might not find time to do that. So that's why it is important to identify certain slots in the day and make it in a way that it becomes autopilot. It becomes automatic for you to do those exercises on a daily basis, to form certain habits, to break old habits and form new habits. And that's where your trial and error comes into the picture. So be open to try, be open to fail as well when you are working with a physiotherapist. We these days spend a lot of time in front of our laptops and our gadgets, but we rarely spend any time with ourselves, sitting quietly, introspecting, retrospecting what we need to change, where all you can change, what all modifications you can make. That needs to be done on a regular basis. So make sure to find at least 5 minutes of time in a day with a plain paper and a pencil and just write down where all you can change, where all you can bring that lifestyle modification and start implementing, failing fast and fail better so that you can achieve results faster. After that, all you need to do is also to make sure that you are clear from mind, your mood is good, and you are not under mental fog. And in order to achieve these three things, there are three major important practices that you can do. Number one is meditation. If you meditate on a daily basis, you can get that clarity inside the mind. You When you are doing meditation on a daily basis, you can achieve that clarity inside the mind. You can get that clarity inside the mind. All those self doubts, all those worries can come and go. Many times when we initially start meditation, all the negative thoughts starts coming in, and that becomes a way for many people to stop doing meditation. But that's the beginning. Meditation is the way to let go of all these thoughts. That's why it's okay to first get it, but then it's important to let go of them. And that comes with consistent practice of meditation. So make sure to incorporate meditation along with your physiotherapy so that you are mentally fit enough to go through that physical fitness level. Similarly, journaling also plays a very crucial role. Many a times, our sleep gets disturbed because of pain. Sometimes this pain comes from all the fear, the anxiety, the worries that we have got related to that pain, related to those discomforts. But just try doing this. If you journal on a daily basis, all the emotions, all the thoughts that are there in your mind, if you empty your brain and then you sleep, you will observe that your sleep quality will get better. As your sleep quality will get better, your body will get time to recover, to rejuvenate, and you will be more fresh when you wake up in the morning, and your physiotherapy will also become more effective. And that's why doing that is important. And third is the exercise. Now, gone are the days where you were recommended for rest until unless if it is a fracture, if it is a very acute condition. Apart from that, If you have any chronic disorder, you will be more encouraged to move. So, as I said, it is very important that for chronic pain, meditation, journaling, and doing physical activities apart from your physiotherapy exercises, or else staying physically active is more than enough to gain better and faster outputs. At the same time, stay consistent with your physiotherapy practice. Apart from that, as I said, physiotherapy is a long term process. Sometimes physiotherapy takes years, right? And it's very easy and it's very common to feel like giving up in the middle. And that's where therapies like talking also work. To me, talking is also a therapy. It's not necessary that you should talk to your doctor only or your therapist only. It could be your friend, it could be your family member, it could be anyone whom you are comfortable sharing your thoughts. But we as human beings are social animals. We as human beings are social animals, and we are likely to stay healthy and happy when we are in the position to be understood. Many a times we feel that we are not being understood, and that is one very major reason for many mental health related concerns. But you can be understood when you can articulate your thoughts and share it with people. Initially, when you are sharing your thoughts, you might not be able to articulate what you are experiencing, what you are feeling in a way that the person whom you're conversing can understand. But when you will start talking about it again and again and again, you will realize that you are able to communicate your feelings well. When you're able to communicate your feelings well, you start being understood by others. When you start being understood by others, you feel safe. You feel that yes, you are being heard. And that brings so much of internal validation to yourself and helps you to improve and helps you to stay consistent with your practice. So make sure to talk to people rather than confining your feelings, your sufferings, your emotions to yourself. Many a times people believe that it's not good to share your suffering. It's not good to share your pain, but that's not true. You can have people around you with whom you can share your feelings, your thoughts. It might not initially work, but it will eventually work. So make sure to have conversation. Talk to people. That takes me to the next point, and that is set up small milestones for yourself. Many a times when you're going through physiotherapy, you will expect a miracle. But miracle never happens all of a sudden. It always takes small efforts, small milestones to reach out to that big Mount Everest. Similarly, when you are in the journey of recovery, when you are in the process of working towards your pain management or working towards your recovery, working towards your improving mobility, in all of these aspects, you need to be persistent. And you can be persistent when you are not constantly looking or waiting to achieve that one big goal that you were waiting for. But instead, if you set some small milestones for yourself and start celebrating those milestones, you will see that you have reached so far. Because again, physiotherapy, recovery, at the same time, rehabilitation are all like marathons and not sprint. Even you might have to work on small sprints, but eventually, this is a marathon, this is a long term gain that you are working on. So think long term, set small milestones and start working towards that miles and start working towards those milestones. That will help you to achieve better recovery, better outcome, and a consistent outcome. That takes me to the next point, and that is stay away from negative thoughts. Now, when you are suffering from pain, when you are suffering from discomfort, when you are suffering overall, negative thoughts are inevitable. They are going to come. They are going to pull you backwards in your path which you are taking forward, right? And these negative thoughts doesn't come from outside but comes from within. Hence here your fight is not with external world but your fight is with yourself. So what you can do that, right? And that's where your flipping strategies come into the picture. Changing perspective, changing mindset helps. That's why my first point in this entire video was about mindset. Anytime when you are getting a negative thought, or if you are thinking that this is not going to go away, I have to live with this pain forever, I have to live with this face forever, if these kind of thoughts start coming, try to distract yourself deliberately over the things that you personally care for. And that's why your purpose also matters a lot. Having a life mission also helps a lot. Have a reason to live. Don't make your pain or your suffering the reason to live. Don't make your pain or suffering as a source of your life. They are not. They are just small obstacles that have come into your life, into your journey, which you have to overcome. So don't make these obstacles as Everest, but try to make them smaller by making your purpose bigger. So whenever you're getting a negative thought or some thought that pulls you backward, deliberately look at those bigger goals that you have set for yourself. And if required, make a vision board. If required, write down your goals in your phone wallpaper. Keep your goal in front of you in your laptop screens. Keep your goal printed and pasted on the wall. Wherever you want yourself to be reminded about your goals, so that you can stick on that goal and you can stay distracted from all those negative thoughts, because eventually these negative thoughts are the source of poor mental well-being and pulls you away from your recovery. And that's why having the right set of thought process is very important, and that comes when you are surrounding your thoughts or feeding your thoughts with right things and not with the wrong things, or as you can say, you are cutting down all the negative thoughts as much as possible. That takes me to the next point, and that is focus on your life. Many a times this pain, this suffering becomes larger than your life. When that happens, it becomes like a vicious cycle, and it becomes important to break those vicious cycle. And that's why having purpose in life is very important. Many a times, many people spend their entire life without realizing what is that purpose for which they were born. But if you have identified that purpose, what's your that true calling that you were born for? What's your life mission? When you will have that in mind, all these problems will become a subset and will not become a source of life, or else your entire focus will not fall on that. Hence, it's important to identify your life goal. But how do you identify that? That comes with listening to yourself and avoiding the noise that's coming around us. Unfortunately, in today's world, we are surviving on others' validation. Every step we take is influenced by the thought that we would be validated or we would be liked by others. The likes that we get on Instagram, on YouTube, on social media, the good comments that we get on social media have become more important than our internal happiness, which is the source of suffering. Because once that is achieved, and if some negative comment comes, if somebody don't like it, it becomes a source of sadness again. But if you have a very clear purpose set out for yourself, then these validation will not matter. You will exactly know what you are doing, and you will keep on doing it again and again and again. Hence, practices like meditation helps you to identify and listen to your inner voice. Listen to the things that you were meant to do. So it's important to spend time with yourself. Listen to your voice, your internal voice. It's sometimes getting so much suppressed that we are not able to hear it. It requires a lot of focus, a lot of attention within ourselves to listen that life, to listen that sound that's present within us. And when that sound comes forward, every other pain starts becoming a subset. That takes me to the next point, which is imitate your life. You must have heard this, Fake it till you make it, right? Especially when it comes to confidence, everybody say this, that fake it till you make it. Similarly, you can do it that way for your life as well. Imagine your life, that ideal life that you want to live, the ideal person that you want to be, and start acting it in a way that you are there. You are living that kind of life. Let's say if you want to live a very healthy life, if you look forward and imagine yourself staying physically very active, physically very fit, physically free from all those pains and aches, try to imitate that life. Even though you're faking it, but subconsciously you are making an effort to live that kind of life. And when you're doing that, you will be way more motivated and consistent towards your recovery process, towards your overall health and well being. So, despite physiotherapy sounds like a very simple exercise based program, but it's a process, and this process requires a lot of preparation, a lot of work from your end as well. If you do those works, definitely you will get a faster and better relief, and you will be able to stay consistent and motivated towards your recovery. Being physiotherapist myself, I have worked with many patients, and I've seen that the patients who follow these mindset, these practices, are able to achieve way more better results than the patients who are considering physiotherapy just as a passive medium, just as a way to get something done for their body passively and just get out of the pain. It doesn't work that way, my friend. It's important to put your work as well when you are working towards your recovery. So make sure to stay active, stay proactive towards your health. Have that right mindset, surround yourself with right kind of people, and add some practices in your life that makes your life more easy, more simplified. On that note, I'll end this video here, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you.